years old, I had to make the decision to take my baby girl off of life support.
When I was young, I spent about 10 years living in my van and driving around the country and having all these adventurous, exciting things. And then I came back to Connecticut for family reasons and to be with my mother. And while I was here, I found the opportunity to open a business. And I opened a coffee house in Middletown. If anybody knows Claycola World Coffee, I opened that. And that was great. Thank you.
So the first thing I decided to be an American was that I would give up being an Italian. And that meant giving up the language of Italian. I totally forgot how to speak. At 5, I spoke fluently. At 7, I couldn't utter a word in it. And then one day I was in the playgrounds, 2nd grade, and my teacher called me in. Principal wanted to see me, so we marched down to the principal's office, and the principal says to me, "We have a visitor from Italy, and she doesn't speak any English, and you're going to translate for her." And there was a lot of things wrong with this. Number one, first of all, I'm not Italian anymore. I'm an American. I do not speak Italian. You want me to be friends with a girl? A lot of things were wrong with that picture.
Well, then I kind of had to ask the next question, which is, when do I grow up? And I guess, well, I'm a mom. I guess I'm growing up now, so I had to figure that out. And I was working at a cubicle job at the time. It was within retail, but I had my little cube that I was in. And I looked around and I saw these other moms, these other, ambitious career women moms that had the work-life balance thing figured out. They dropped off the kids at daycare in the morning, then they came to work and they were in their meetings, and then if the kid was sick, then they would, try to figure out a way to get out of the meetings and take their laptops home, and, it was like great.
My mother was brilliant, and in 1960 approximately, she built she didn't build it herself, but she had a drive-in window built on the mudroom on the back of our farmhouse, and we sold eggs out the drive-in window. This is before anybody had a drive-in window. I mean, the pharmacies didn't, the banks didn't, we had a drive-in window, and I learned to make change selling eggs out the window. So that's my early...
At 21 years old, I had to make the decision to take my baby girl off of life support. The first time I got to hold my daughter was as she died in my arms. I figure I had the right to be angry. I had the right to be mad at God and all the well-meaning people who would tell me that it was okay because I could have more children, as though one child could replace another. At 21 years old, I had to make the decision to take my baby girl off of life support. The first time I got to hold my daughter was as she died in my arms. I figure I had the right to be angry. I had the right to be mad at God.